Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video we are going to talk about coordination compounds and the steps for writing formula of coordination compounds. So before we know how to write the formula, there are certain rules which we have to know. So these rules have already been written down. Let's discuss one by one. The first one says the central atom is listed first. Okay, so when we are given to write the formula for a coordination compound, always the central atom, whatever central atom is present, it is always listed first. Next, the ligands are listed in alphabetical order. The formula for the entire coordination entity is enclosed in square bracket. Okay, so first let's see the first three rules. Here we are having two examples. The first one is this one. We are having here cobalt as the central metal atom in the first coordination compound. Then we are having two chloride ions and two ethane 1,2-diamine, that is a bidentate ligand. So we are having here two bidentate ligands, but these are similar bidentate ligands, and two similar monodentate ligands, and one central metal atom, that is cobalt, in the first formula. In the second one we are having similar cobalt as the central metal atom, and here we are having ammonia, 5 ammonia ligands and one carbonate ligand. So these are two different coordination compounds, and now let's see that whatever rules mentioned above, does these formulas follow or abide by those rules. The first one, as we have seen, it says that the central atom is listed first. Yes, here in both the cases we can see that cobalt is the central metal atom, and in both the formulas it is listed first. It is having the first position in both the formulas. Next, we saw the ligands are then listed in alphabetical order. Here we are having chloride, then we are having ethane 1,2-diamine. So chloride, this starts with C, and the next one it starts with E. So we can see clearly that it is following the alphabetical order, and this is how the ligands have been arranged in this first coordination entity. Let's see in the second one. Even here we can see the first ligand is ammonia, which is written as amine, AMMIN, and this one is carbonate. So we can see it starts with A and the second one starts with C. That is why amine is written in the first place followed by carbonate. So it is also following the alphabetical order. So the alphabetical order of the ligands has been followed in both the coordination entities. Let's move to the third step, which says the formula for the entire coordination entity is enclosed in square bracket. So what is a coordination entity? Whatever metal atom or whatever atoms which are present within the coordination complex, all that together forms the coordination entity. And this entire compound we will name it as coordination compound, but alone the one which is present in the square bracket, that alone part, it is known as your coordination entity. But if we talk about the entire compound including the chloride ion present outside, it will be called as coordination compound. So these are the terms we need to know, that is the atoms which are present inside the square bracket, that is known as coordination entity, and including the one present outside the square bracket, the total together is known as coordination compound. So in the third step, it has been told that the formula for the entire coordination entity is enclosed in square bracket. So this is what is seen here. The coordination entity is present inside square bracket. Similarly here, this is the coordination entity here, and the entire one will be the coordination compound. So even here we can see the coordination entity is present inside square brackets. So the third step has also been followed by the two compounds. Let's see the fourth one. Polyatomic ligands and ligand abbreviations are enclosed in parentheses or brackets. Parentheses or brackets. So it says that polyatomic ligands, that means when a ligand is having more than one atom, it can be similar atoms or dissimilar atoms, then that kind of ligands are always put inside brackets. We can see here we are having chloride ions. This is a polyatomic ligand in this case, but these are similar one, so that's why similar ligands are not put in the brackets. But when you can see like this one, we'll discuss it later. Let's move in this one. Here we can see like ammonia, it is a polyatomic ligand. Carbonate is also a polyatomic ligand because they are made, this one is made up of 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. This one is made up of 1 carbon and 3 oxygen. So these two are dissimilar or different type of polyatomic ligands. And as per the fourth rule, those polyatomic ligands should be present inside parentheses or bracket. It is not the square bracket, we're talking about the simple bracket. The ligands has to be present inside this simple bracket. So this is what is observed here, like this polyatomic ligand is present inside parentheses or bracket. Similarly, this one is also present inside bracket. And it also says one more thing, that is polyatomic ligands and ligand abbreviations are enclosed in parentheses. We have talked about this part, polyatomic ligands. Next is the ligand abbreviations. For this, let's move to the first one. Here we have seen that En is present. And what is En? This is a bidentate ligand, that is ethane 1,2 diamine, and it looks something like this. So this is how this ethane 1,2 diamine looks. Both this nitrogen can provide its electrons, the lone pairs, to the central metal atom as ligand. That's why it is bidentate ligand, and it is in short abbreviated as En. So this is what has been told in the fourth point, that the ligand abbreviations should also be present inside parentheses, and that's very clearly observed in this formula, that is En has been present inside a small bracket. So this is the fourth step which has been followed by both the compounds. Now let's see the fifth and the last step that must be followed by both the compounds. There should be no space between the ligands and the metal within the coordination pair. Okay, so this is very easy to understand. Like we can see in the first one, cobalt, that is the central metal atom. Let me write this. It is the central metal atom. Okay, so whenever you find yourself being confused by seeing a coordination compound, like which one is the central metal atom, always remember within the coordination entity or within the square bracket, the one which is present at first, that is always the central metal atom, or that is the central metal. Okay, so let's move back to the fifth step, that is there should not be any kind of space present between the ligands and the metal. Okay, so this is what has been observed here, like cobalt then chloride, then En, there is no space present, right? Similarly here also there is no space present. This is just my way of writing 5. There is no space actually present, okay? That means if this is cobalt, you can't write Cl2 here, En2 here. This is wrong. There should not be these spaces present. It should clearly be present after one another like this. So these are small points, but they are really effective, or they are really the one which we have to keep in our mind. We generally keep in mind the first 1, 2, 3 steps, and we just don't pay much attention to the 4th and 5th, but we need to then have those in our minds. So these are the total 5 steps which we need in our mind whenever we have to write this formula for a kind of coordination compound. And here I have told nicely the difference between coordination entity and coordination compound. The one which is present within the square bracket, remember, the one present within square bracket. 2 types of brackets have been used here. One is the square one, the other one is the simple one which we commonly use. The atoms which are present within the square bracket, it makes up the coordination entity, and the total compound overall, along with the anion present outside or the cation present outside. Here we have taken both the compounds where anion is present. Sometimes what happens, this coordination entity can be the anion, and the leftover can be cation. We will be observing that in the next examples while solving the examples. So yes, I was saying that the one present within the square bracket is called coordination entity, and the overall total compound is known as coordination compound. And these are the steps which we have to keep in mind. Firstly, the central metal atom is present always at first. Then the ligands, whatever ligands are there, they have to be placed serially based upon alphabetical order. This is very important to know that the ligands have to be placed in alphabetical order. Next, the formula for the entire coordination entity should be present within square bracket, and the polyatomic ligands or the ligand abbreviation should be present within small brackets. But when it is similar kind of ligand, you don't have to put it within. Okay, so now let's move into the examples. The first one I will do myself, and the next I hope you guys solve along with me. The first one is triamine triaquachromium 3 chloride. Okay, so this is the name we are given, and we have to write the formula. It is the name of a coordination compound. So you should before solving or before writing the formula, you should try to understand like what kind of a coordination compound it has been given, whether it is the one having the coordination entity as the anion or the coordination entity as the cation. That is very clear to understand if you see the name of the central metal atom. If it is present in its normal form, then it is your coordination entity is present in the cation form. And if it is present like chromate, or if central metal atom ends like 8, then it will be your the coordination entity will be present in the anion form. We will understand that, don't worry, in the next examples. Okay, so this example, in this question, the name will be triamine triaquachromium. So we can see chromium is the central metal atom here, and based upon the first step, we have seen that the name of the central metal atom has to be listed first. So this is what we will do here. Central metal atom written at first, followed by the ligands in alphabetical order. Triamine triaqua. So here we are having ammonia and water as ligands, 3 ligands of ammonia and 3 ligands of water. So first of all, we will be writing ammonia because its ligand has M next. here we can clearly see that both the ligands are starting with A. But now next is how to know that which one will be written first, because both of them are starting with A. For that we will look into the second letter, and if even the second letter is same, we will move back we will move next to the third letter, and so on. Please keep in mind that those terms like tri, tetra, those doesn't get involved in alphabetical order. We don't include them when we discuss alphabetical order. We always have to see the name of the main ligand. Like here it is, main ligand is amine and the main ligand is aqua. Tri, tetra, they just tell us the number of that ligand present. So please keep in mind that T is not the alphabetical order. Here it is A. Next we have seen that M comes first, so ammonia will be written first, followed by water. So the formula will be NH3 3 H2O 3. So ammonia first, then water, and I have put them in parentheses or brackets because they're polyatomic ligands, and then given their number, like how many each, try. So this is the entire coordination entity which we have to place in the square bracket based upon the third step. This is the coordination entity written. Now what does this tree tells us? This tree tells us the oxidation state of the central metal atom in the coordination entity. Now if we have to find out the charge or the number of chloride ions to be placed outside, like this, always check the net charge in the coordination entity. Like ammonia is having zero oxidation state because it is a compound form. Water is also having zero oxidation state, so the net oxidation state of this coordination entity will be 3. So total in order to balance, we require 3 chloride ions outside. I repeat, the coordination entity, inside the coordination entity, chromium is having net +3 charge, ammonia and water are neutral, they are having zero oxidation states or zero charges. So net charge here it is 3, but this represents oxidation state, so net oxidation state here is 3. In order to balance that, we are placing here 3 chloride ions. So this is the overall formula for the given compound, triamine triaqua chromium trichloride. Next question is diamine silver 1 dicyanide argentate 1. So here this is the case where we are having two coordination entities. That means the cation as well as anion are present in the within the coordination, within the square brackets. So let's name it. Silver is the central metal atom here, Ag, the abbreviation for silver. Then diamine, that means we are having 2 ammonia ligands here. This is the total coordination entity, cationic coordination entity, and then it's having total 1 charge plus 1 charge. Ammonia is having 0 charge, so it will be present at +1. The second one is dicyanide argentate. As I have said here, silver is here, it is in the form of silver because it is the cation, but when it comes to the anion, we always end it with 8 and write it in its native form. The name of the central metal atom is written in its native form and it ends with 8. So here its name will be Ag CN2, dicyanide CN2. So it was having +1 charge, here -1, balanced, and this is the final formula for this compound. One is potassium tetrahydroxide zincate. So here we can see the zincate. That means zinc is the central metal atom, and here the coordination entity is present in the anionic form, and its formula will be potassium outside. We start the square bracket, zincate, zinc tetrahydroxido, that means OH 4. Total 4 hydroxidos are present and 2, so for that here we'll be writing 2. Next one, potassium trioxalato aluminate 3. This will be like, I hope you students are doing it with me. Aluminium first, oxalato has this formula, 3 of it is present, so outside 3. So this is the final formula for this compound. Next, dichloride of bis ethane 1,2-diamine cobalt 3. So here the term bis has been used here, and here di. So this is something which we will be discussing when we will be talking about the nomenclature of coordination compounds. But in short, I would like to tell that whenever there is a bidentate, whenever there is a ligand where within that we are having di or tri, any such terms already present, and when that kind of a ligand is present in number more than 1, that ligand, when we name it, we don't use further terms like di, tri. Instead we use terms like bis, tris, tetrakis. So here it is already having the term diamine, di word, so here it won't be di, but here it is bis. So we will talk about this in the next video, that is nomenclature here. So the formula will be cobalt dichlorido. You can place it within brackets or without brackets, it's okay when it is similar polyatomic ligand. Cobalt 3, so COCl2 En2. Now what will be the charge present outside? Cobalt is having 3, Cl is having -1, En is having 0. Therefore for that we will be writing like 3 minus 2 plus 0 equals to x. So x will be 1, so plus charge, 1 charge. Next, tetracarbonyl nickel. So this is nickel first, carbonyl means CO, 4 of it is present inside square bracket, and here interestingly there is neither any kind of outside atom, so you cannot say whether this is here we don't require any outside atom, it is not mentioned. And here we know we need to say here that the charge outside will be 0. Okay, so that's all. And one more question out, last one is potassium trioxalato chromate 3. This is now, I think by now it became easy for you students to understand. Potassium trioxalato chromate. Okay, so this is the formula for the last one. Okay, so this is all about the steps involved in writing the formula of coordination compounds. I hope you all understood the steps and have understood like how to write. Please go through the video once again if you haven't understood even any of the points. So leave your doubts below the video in the comment section, and yeah, like this video, share and subscribe to my channel. And I will be posting about the nomenclature, the steps for nomenclature of coordination compounds in my next videos. So stay connected, and I will meet you in the next one. Thank you.